Good morning, everyone. So Pastor Augustine is going to hand out some papers. And as we do that, we'll be sharing together as a community a reading on prayer. These are quotes and scripts prepared from Jesus' words, True Father's words, and True Mother's words. And so after that, we're going to discuss and share together. The intention of this interactive service is to be able to unleash our prayer spirit and connect together as a community, pray together as a community, and connect with God as well through prayer. And so as the readings are handed out, it's really nice to see Heren. What was not mentioned actually is that she's a fourth generation. Yeah, fourth generation. So yeah, she's really precious. I saw her earlier this morning and I said hi to her and she started crying. So maybe after this, by the end of today's service, we'll be friends and she'll be smiling at me, right, Heren? Yeah? Yeah. All right. And actually, one interesting thing, I met with Pastor Hayan of the KEA Church yesterday, and she said they had, in the Korean culture, they have a tradition where before the baby turns 1, right? Is that, yeah. Before the baby turns 1, they display different things for them to pick in order for us, I guess, to determine what they would want to be when they grow up. So they had a bunch of stuff displayed, and what he ended up choosing was a microphone. Yeah, so maybe we have a future singer, speaker, or pastor in the audience here, right? Our fourth generation Heren. Yeah, I was just reminded because she was really looking at the microphone intensely, so yeah. All right. We're going to go into the reading. Everyone has a paper, right? And you have someone to discuss with as well. Yeah, all right. For those who do not have seats, please find a seat later. Of course, it's our band. All right, on to our reading on prayer. Next slide. Let's see if this works. Okay. Jesus' words. One day, Jesus was praying in a certain place. When he finished, one of his disciples said to him, "Lord, teach us to pray, just as John taught his disciples." He said to them, "When you pray, say, 'Father, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone who sins against us. And lead us not into temptation.'" Then Jesus said to them, "Suppose you have a friend, and you go to him at midnight and say, 'Friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread. A friend of mine on a journey has come to me, and I have no food to offer him.' And suppose the one inside answers, 'Don't bother me. The door is already locked, and my children and I are in bed. I can't get up and give you anything.' It's a little cruel. I tell you, even though he will not get up and give the bread because of friendship, yet because of your shameless audacity, he will surely get up and give you as much as you need. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Which of you fathers, if your son asks for a fish, will give him a snake instead? Or if he asks for an egg, will give him a scorpion? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give the Holy Spirit to those who ask him?" True Father's words. The most important thing in prayer is the attitude of the person who is praying. The most essential thing is your commitment to go forward without reservation. If anything wants to block you, you have to be decided that it will never stop you. Unless you have that commitment first, God will not waste his time trying to help you. He has always been deceived in history, so what God needs to see is proof of what you are and how strong your commitment is. You may tell God you are totally committed, but he will shake his head and think, I have to wait 3 more years and see. If God sees that something isn't quite right in you, he will wait before sending down his help. God needs to be sure. The power of prayer works wonders, but prayer must be serious and done with one united heart, not a divided heart. When the moment of engagement comes, it is the most precious moment for both men and women. But in the Unification Church, it is different because you leave it to me. Do you realize what a formidable job it is to pick your own spouse? In that moment, you become dead serious. But prayer is even more serious than that. If you pray with that attitude, then it will be answered. If your parents are on their deathbed, it is a serious moment, and the words you speak then are urgent. There's no way you could doze off at that moment or at that time. Your prayer to God is more serious than that. Prayer is like a covenant between you and God, a promise. Once you make a contract, you follow through, and then it will be undoubtedly fulfilled. That is the attitude I'm talking about. You must not be disappointed when prayer is not answered immediately. Some answers come late. At other times, you should not be overjoyed when prayer is answered quickly. That is not necessarily the best thing. If many of you pray that kind of eternal prayer, the world will start to shake and the impact will be far-reaching. The root of that prayer is your tears, sweat, and blood, and out of it is beautiful flowers will bloom. When Jesus prayed at Gethsemane, he was deadly serious, shedding tears, sweat, and blood. All day long, you must be in a prayer mood, not just 1 hour, but 24 hours. What prayer position do you prefer? The best is to kneel and lower your head. You have to restrict your body's freedom as though it were bound. You will feel pain, but overcome it because you must be serious. Then God will know your attitude. That is a necessity for prayer. Without prayer, Jesus and the saints could not have done the great things that had an impact in the world. When you resort to the power of prayer, you can have hope because you never know when the fulfillment will come. True Mother's words. When we believe in our hearts that we are here for our children and family, for our spouse, as well as for all humanity and the entire world, we'll find happiness. In all of this, your heart is your closest teacher. In the face of difficulty or confusion, ask your heart. Your heavenly parent who loves you resides deep in your heart. You are designed to hear God's true voice. We all need to hone our ability to hear God's whisper in our hearts. Your heart is your eternal guardian. Heartfelt prayer is the only passageway to God. Through such true prayer, you will receive the grace of God and true parents in even the most destitute and difficult place. The helping hand of that grace leads us on the free and happy path to the kingdom of heaven. Knowing well my mission, I overcame those hardships through prayer. My silent perseverance and constant prayer actually deepened the members' devotional life. I always strove to maintain a generous heart, and my unwavering faith as a young person, encouraged those around me. The greater my absolute obedience to and reverence for God, the more hope everyone felt. Sometimes my elders would hold my hand and whisper into my ear, "Thank you so much for the grace you have shown us through your sacrificial love." Nothing can fully describe God's heart now. To this one place which encompasses the entire 6,000-year providence, you have sent your daughter. I feel indescribably awed in front of your call as you found and established me to realize your will. I pledge to become one with everyone here in all aspects of deep heart until the day your will is achieved. This was True Mother's prayer at the Holy Wedding on March 16th, 1960. So now we're going to go into discussion. That was our reading for today. Discussion questions are, you can pick one out of these. You don't have to go through each of them. So the first question is, what is your main takeaway from the reading? Was there anything that challenged you or surprised you? When do you find it easiest to pray or the hardest to pray? What do you need prayer for in your life today? So yeah, we're gonna take some time to discuss together. And again, the point of this discussion, this reading, is for us to be able to connect as a community, hear each other. So as you're sharing, please think of the person right next to you, or those on your table who would also need an opportunity to share as well. And again, after this, we're going to go into prayer as a community. So this is also a time to prepare our hearts. So if there's anything, any burden you have at this time, you can also feel free to either share or let it go, release it, and allow God to be part of this experience with you. Yes, and with that, we're going to start now. Thank you. We can have some background music. If you hear me say Aju. Aju. All right. Yeah, thank you all for sharing together. I hope you had meaningful conversations. I just wanted to give an opportunity to one or two people if they wanted to share something that came up for them. All right, you go ahead.
Hi. I find there's a question here, when do you find it easiest to pray and hardest to pray? I find it the easiest to pray before meals because I know it sounds funny, but actually there's a deep meaning reason behind it. One time I live in Korea, and there's in Tamsil, if you're familiar, there's a bus terminal where you go to Chongpyeong. There was a McDonald's around there, and I was just reading my book, eating McDonald's, and then there's this Western like group that came in, and they said grace before their prayer, and they held hands. And it's like in the middle of Korea, and all these Korean people, and that's very like American to do. But I just thought it was beautiful. It's amazing, you're in another country, even though you look really weird doing it. It's really beautiful. And singing, I was kind of at a low time during when I was reading that book in McDonald's, and anyways, it really touched me. And I just thought it was really cool. And so I try to uphold that now. After that, just praying before meals, and if I'm with somebody else, trying to pray with them, because I feel really deep connection. And every time I pray now before meals with somebody else, I think of that McDonald's moment. So that's the easiest time the easiest time I find to pray, because I feel really connected before meals. And I find it the hardest to pray for things, when I pray for things, anything. I'm a very non-spiritual person. I like to do things myself. I like to make things happen on my own, and it's very hard to ask for God's help. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Yeah, actually, I can relate to that. Mine is the opposite. I find it hardest to pray during meals, especially when we're at a restaurant. Yeah, my husband and I, whenever we go out, we go out to eat. We pray, of course, before the meal, and we hold hands. So that is even more like everybody's watching kind of thing. Like, hold hands over the table, over the food, and pray. And I keep mine short. Well, his is the opposite. Yeah, so I'm usually like torn, like, oh, I really want to pray, God. So I go like, grace. Thank you for this meal. In my heart, I share that. And I pray in that way and just keep it short. And then he goes so beautifully sharing about, the blessing of having this meal together and how we had a wonderful day. And yeah, and I came to appreciate that, actually. And so I'm usually like, can you pray? Because mine is more from a place of, I don't want to be seen, so I'm going to just do it, short and sweet and, get this going. And then his is more artistic. And so I want that for myself and for us as we share that experience together. Yeah, and then the easiest is to ask God for help, because when I was younger, I struggled with asking God for help. Whenever I prayed, I'd pray, I asked God, and like, I want this and that, I want this Barbie doll, I want this, all these things. And then I'm like, no, you know what, God? You have a lot of problems in the world. There are a lot of more people who are asking for more, like, deeper things than what I'm asking for. So just focus on them. I'll figure it out on my own. And with that heart, I would get my Barbie doll. But yeah, what changed things for me was this Bible verse. Can I borrow the paper? This Bible verse here where Jesus says, no. Oh yeah, 10. Luke chapter 11, verse 10. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be open. That one is the one that changed my whole life. Like, ask and it will be given to you. From verse 9. Ask, it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. And that changed everything for me, because it was like God telling me, ask me and I will give it to you. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek, look for it, and you shall find it. And so, yeah, that changed everything for me, and my relationship with God and prayer grew in that way, where it was more of, I'm coming to you, God, as a daughter, asking and knowing that I have the permission to ask, right? And freedom to ask. And so as we prepare to go into our music, we also just wanted to ask if there's anyone who would like to be prayed for today. On your table, if anyone feels moved, is struggling with something or challenged with something.
Up here.
Oh, up there. Okay.
Yeah. I would like for Gerhardt to be prayed for. Everybody loves Gerhardt, right? And his health's not so good. And it's easy to get blue when you don't feel strong. And so prayers for him would be really great because he's such a good guy. And he's not feeling his best these days. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So let's keep Gerhardt in our prayer. So after we go through the songs, we'll have a prayer together as a community. Would anybody else like to be prayed for? Hiroko-san, yes. Yes, we'll pray for Hiroko-san. Anyone else? Yeah? Okay, so we'll pray together as a community, and then, but first we'll go through these beautiful songs that the band has prepared. Actually, before we go into that, we have some action steps that we wanted to share. And as Lanyang mentioned earlier, we're creating a prayer warrior team. And this team will be supporting us in praying for the members in our community and anyone who's struggling, anyone who's experiencing challenges, but not just that, but pray for the whole community. So if you would like to join this prayer warrior team, we'll be praying every Sunday after service at the Chonshimon for a couple of minutes together. And so in the Chonshimon, if you go in later today, there's a board, a whiteboard we've put there. So if you would like to be prayed for, just write down your name, and and we will pray for you. Yeah. Actually, is anybody interested in joining the prayer warrior team? Yes, we have 1, 2, 3. Pastor Rosie, was that a half hand? 3. Yeah? All right. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. Yeah. And so after service today, we also invite you all to take some time at the Chonshimon if you'd like to pray. My experience with the Chonshimon, you can pray anywhere, right? You can connect with God anywhere. But whenever I walk into the Chonshimon, the energy is different. It's like, I don't know, I feel like God was waiting for me. And the presence is usually just felt, and I go like, hi God, I'm here, And it just feels so sweet. So so feel free to go to the Chonshimon, and with that, I would like to pass it to the band.